Hey guys, here we are once again with Jeremiah, 14 years old, ADHD, and him and I were having a discussion about children, who have ADHD, and we were reading some forums, and he got a little angry on what he was reading, and he said he needs to stand up for kids, and he wrote a list of things that he wanted me to actually ask the question to make sure he doesn't miss any, and talk about things about ADHD. So, question number one, Jeremiah, you want to go ahead and introduce yourself formally?
Hello, my name is Jeremiah. I'm 14 years old, and today I'll be answering some questions for ADHDers.
Okay. So, question number one, Jeremiah, the first thing you wrote down was, I am tired of hearing people talk down on those who struggle with ADHD. Give us a little bit of thought why you wrote that.
Well, because I've noticed that when people have problems in school and people are being bullied, but people don't actually see what they're going through in life and how much, you know, struggle that they have being picked on and stuff like that. But having ADHD, it doesn't mean that you're stupid. It just means that you're more hyper and like you have more energy than other people, and it's not a bad thing. And also, it's like it's a little bit of a focusing problem too. But as I said, it doesn't mean that you're stupid.
Okay. And how does that make you feel when you see people belittling children with ADHD?
It makes me feel very bad, because back in my old school, in second grade and up, I would be bullied because people would say I had problems, or had this issue or had that issue, but they didn't really understand what I had. And at the time, I didn't even understand what I had until my mom finally came up to me and told me everything that I had and why I'm always hyper and why I can't focus so much.
Okay. All right. So, question number two, you wrote down, be proud who you are, know who you are, and who you are for a reason. And you are for who you are for a reason. Okay, what do you mean?
I mean that basically, don't let any other person talk you down and make you change how you are. If you have a like your own way of living or your own way of doing things, it doesn't mean that you have to change it because somebody else judges you or tells you to.
Okay, so you said judging. How do you feel about people judging people?
Um, I feel it doesn't matter if you have ADHD or not. I just feel that people shouldn't be judging other people for their skin color or for their race or for their country that they're born in. I feel that we're all people and we all, have to talk down to each other equally and talk to each other like if we're normal people.
Okay, now on another video that you did a while back, you mentioned normalcy. Can
Hmm.
you go ahead and tell us a little bit about your feelings on that, about being normal?
I mean, okay, I feel that you know, that that there's no such thing as normal. I feel that everybody has their own problems. Everybody struggles in something, but I feel that all of us are equal, and like I just feel that all of us have a problem in something.
Okay. Question number three, you wrote down, look back at this year and look how far you've come and be proud of yourself, even though you may not see the changes that you've made. What do you mean?
Basically, like what I mean is like look back on your past and see all the things that you've struggled in, and then look back now and see all the stuff that you've overcome and the stuff that you've done since then.
Okay. Have you improved on anything?
Yes, I have.
Okay. What do you think you've accomplished this year?
I've accomplished more on my concentrating, more on my behavior, more on my grades, and I'm very happy.
Okay. Awesome. Okay. So question number four. Make goals and challenges for 2019, but keep them in your reach. Okay. Explain that.
So basically, make goals that are possible. Now, I'm not saying that the goals that you think are like impossible, but like make goals that that you could achieve at the moment.
Okay. You mean so they're easy to achieve, not make goals that are out of your reach that you'll get disappointed if you don't reach them? Is
Yes.
that okay?
And
Okay.
don't like always like for instance how I want to be a basketball player. Like I have that set like as a goal. And the thing is, I've had that goal set for a long time now, but I'm not too sure if I'll achieve it. But it doesn't mean I'm gonna stop trying to.
Okay. Awesome. That's being optimistic. I like that. Question number five. Thank your mother. Let her know how much you appreciate her. Explain that.
I thank your mom for everything she's done, for all the struggles she's been through, all the help that she's gotten for you, and the help that she gives for you, and just like be thankful to have her there by your side.
Okay. And you tell me that all the time, and I appreciate that, and you make my time and effort very worth it with you always thanking me. Question number 6. Write a realistic list of rewards you want to earn once you reach the goal that you've placed. Explain that.
Take for instance, if you do like all good in school, take for instance money, or for Christmas a phone, or for your birthday like a present that you want. But first you have to have a goal mindset, like of what you like. Okay, for instance, if you're doing bad in your grades, have a goal and set your goal as in okay, improve my grades, and then as soon as you reach that goal, then you get like a reward for what you've done.
Okay, so I guess what we do in the home, I'll explain that a little bit more. So we use the reward system, and Jeremiah works on rewards. So, for instance, let's say he's struggling in school. We'll go ahead and we will make a goal, and the goal that is made in the end, there's a reward. So let's say he wants, we'll say a controller for his PS4. Okay, so if you could bring that D grade up to a C next quarter, you'll earn that reward. Period. That's what we mean. Okay. Good answer. Question number 7. Never think you're different. We are all different. And I know you answered that pretty much in the first part of the video, but go ahead and explain that again in your words.
I mean, okay, being different is not a problem. Being different, it just means that you're not the same as another person. And that's a good thing, because we all live our own lives, and who wants to live a life of another person?
Okay. And, in your other video, you mentioned that we all have that one little thing that that we have a challenge in, and nobody's perfect, and nobody's perfect in the real world. And we all have to accept each other for who we are and understand our difficulties that we all face, because everybody faces some kind of difficulty. It doesn't mean that we have a disability or a challenge, but in life we all have, challenges, period. Okay, number 8. Never give up on yourself. Be confident and always do your best.
I've been saying, I'm like saying if you have like a sports game that's coming up, like always trust yourself that you're gonna like play your hardest and play your best, and don't let other people talk down to you saying, oh you suck, or you're this or you're that. Play how you feel that you should play.
Okay, and being confident and always doing your best, I could apply to you that you always tell yourself that you're going to do better in something, and you put your mind to it, and you actually are able to achieve that, and I'm very proud of you for that. Okay, question number 9. Always believe in yourself. If you want others to believe in you. What do you mean?
So what I mean by that is always trust yourself, and don't be all sad and gloomy all because, like, I'll take for instance, you failed a test. Okay, it's one test. If you study harder on the next test, and you'll probably pass it. And then if you tell yourself, okay, if I study hard enough, I can pass the test. And you'll have friends who are gonna, help you and believe in you, that you'll pass the test. And take for instance, it might not always be your friends who believe in you. It could be your parents, or just a person close to you, or your teacher, or just a person who just trusts you. And that person is gonna see how hard that you've been working on this certain subject, and they're gonna believe in you. They're gonna pass or do whatever it is you have to do.
Okay. Awesome. Question number 10. Smile. Go out and make friends. Distance yourself from those who don't want to be your friend or help you. Go ahead and explain that, and explain how you're able to make friends and how you do it, and do you have any issues making friends, or?
I mean, I don't really have any issues making friends. Um, it's just usually on the first or second day, I'm kind of quiet, but like and then I start like speaking with people, and then I get to know every single one of them, and I get to speak with them, and usually, like I always end up having, I'm like the whole class with my friend. I mean, sometimes I'll fight with my friends, but it's never a severe fight that like I lose my friend.
Okay, so I want to talk a little bit about this, about making friends. And I know there's a lot of children out there who have a hard time on making friends, and they feel like nobody likes them, and they feel like they're an outcast, and they feel like they're worthless. And that's not the case. It's just you need to find a friend or friends that understand you and that accept you for you. You don't have to be like everybody else, and you don't need to be around people who are going to go ahead and degrade you and down you and
I
not
mean,
want to be
because
your friend.
usually, it. For instance, if you're a person who can't find friends that often, like eventually, take for instance me. I'm a, I'll take for instance, it, if I couldn't like find a friend, I would find out one friend, and then eventually I would begin talking to his friends, and then I'll make more friends and more friends, and then I'll have a small group of friends, and from that small group, it could become a bigger and bigger group.
But always have confidence in yourself and never feel that you don't belong, because we all belong. I want every one of you children to understand that. And I always made sure that my son understood that. Okay, question 11. Concentrate best you can. Self-discipline is hard, but you can do it. Go ahead and explain that, and how did you do it and were able to do it?
And because usually I get like distracted, like easily, but I've tried to just hold myself back, and if people try speaking to me, I tell them, wait, hold on, I'm busy right now, and then after I finish is when I start, like communicating with my friends.
Okay, self-discipline. How were you able to do that? What made you come to that point? Because I know when you were little, you were not able to do that.
I mean, if I see myself doing something wrong, I wait, I stop, and I say, is this really, like the right thing, to do?
Okay, that's a good